Hi everybody, we're back in class. Did you see Rolo? He decided to come to class too. He's going to sit and watch. Today we're going to be back in the book of Acts again, but this story is going to be about Peter. And Peter, we're going to find, is in a lot of trouble. He is going to have to depend on a lot of prayer from his friends to get out of the trouble that he's in. The story today comes from the book of Acts chapter 12. The way it began was Herod, who was the king during that time period, decided that he was going to execute one of the apostles. He chose James, who was the brother of John, and he had him run through with a sword, which sounds pretty awful to me. When he saw that it made the Jews happy, he decided to do the same thing with Peter. So the first thing that he did was he had Peter arrested and thrown in jail. He was there in jail for a long time. They were waiting till after one of their holidays was over so that they could put him on trial. The church at that time was very, very upset about the arrest of Peter. They were at a house that belonged to the mother of John Mark, and they were praying earnestly that some miracle would happen to save Peter. That night, when Peter was in jail, he had been bound with 2 chains, and on either side of him, a guard had been placed next to him. And also there were more guards on the door. But an angel of the Lord came to Peter and tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Wake up, Peter. Get your clothes on. Put your sandals on. We're going to leave." And so Peter followed the angel out of the jail. All of the doors were open. There was nothing that was kept from them. They went through the city until they got to a gate. The angel opened the gate that had been locked and left Peter, and Peter left for the house of John Mark. There he is. The angel is leading Peter out of the jail. Peter came to the home of John Mark and knocked on the outer door. You can see it's kind of like a gate door, isn't it? A young servant girl by the name of Rhoda came, and when she heard Peter's voice, she didn't open the gate. She ran back to the other apostles and said, Peter, he's at the gate." And they said to her, "You must be crazy. You must have been hearing things. He's in jail." They forgot that they'd been praying to have him released, didn't they? And so the apostles went and opened the gate, and sure enough, Peter was there. They were so happy to see him. They rejoiced in the fact that he had been released from jail. He stayed there that night, and they rejoiced because God had answered their prayers, and Peter had been released from jail. Guess what happened to Herod? Not long after that, he was stricken by God, and he fell down and he died. He wasn't a very nice guy. In fact, Satan had used him to try to destroy the church. But God didn't want that to happen. So God was the one that answered the apostles' prayers. God was the one that sent the angel. And God was the one that released Peter. Peter left Jerusalem at that time. And later on, we find him doing some other really great things in the church. Well, I hope you liked our story for today. I like this one a lot. It's one of my favorites. You all be good. Keep praying. I'll keep praying for you. I love you very much. Bye.